Okay, that's sure better. All right, so, oh yeah, I guess we're live. So, before I get started, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Last time was back in May around the Spanish Grand Prix and the launch of F1 TV. I'm just checking to see if there's a way I can get the a way to see the comments, if any comments are coming in while I'm talking on my device, but I don't see that at the moment.
We have a number of programs to run during these practice sessions.
Just bear with me, I'm getting up to speed.
We'll get good data for both the race and factory teams, so they're well worth running.
Okay, so alright, let's see if there's a way for me now to just view the here we go, chat. And live chat. Alright, so if anyone joins the chat, I can wait, no. Come on, telephone. Stop that. If anyone joins the chat, I can actually see it. Alright, who knows? I'm not probably going to edit this at all, so you get to see the full uncut nonsense of me figuring things out for the first time. So anyway, like I said, the last time I did one of these was back in May. You can tell my beard's grown a lot since then. And yeah, at that point it was the Spanish Grand Prix. F1 TV Pro had just launched. It was terrible, terrible shape. I will have to say I have a review of it coming probably tomorrow, or I may wait until after Silverstone to do it. But I just want to say it's come a long way, F1 TV Pro. It actually works. I was able to watch the entire Canadian Grand Prix on it. No buffering issues. None whatsoever during qualifying or the race. This morning and this weekend so far, I've been able to watch the French Grand Prix coverage. No problems at all. They actually sorted out their issues they were having, and it's working flawlessly. I'll have a more in-depth talk on F1 TV Pro. Probably guy. This guy is talking in my head. Alright, what do I need to do? Let's see how much time is in this session first. Dude, we got plenty of time. What are you complaining for? 30 minutes. Alright, so, what was I at? Yeah, F1 TV Pro is working great now. No issues. I don't know if it's because everybody's off watching the World Cup or whatever, but the last two races, like from Canada, it was perfect, not a problem. And today, no problem during qualifying whatsoever. The stream was stable. So tomorrow during the race, we'll see. But I think it's probably because a lot of people are just maybe watching the World Cup. That could play into it as well. But for those of us who aren't watching the World Cup, and even if we are, F1 TV Pro is working great now. So if you have a subscription, I say take a look tomorrow at the race coverage, and let me know how it's going. Because a lot of you guys ask questions in the comments of the F1 videos, wanting to know certain things. So I think I'll put some of those. I'll put together a Q&A video as well, and have some of those questions in that video separately, just in case new people come along. But today, what's the purpose of today's video? I want to talk about McLaren. Fernando Alonso has won the Le Mans 24 hours with Toyota number 8 car. Him, Sebastian Buemi, and Nakajima pulled it off, and they got the victory at Le Mans. I mean, now some people might be saying, oh, it's just Toyota, blah, blah, blah. But still, you cannot take anything away from the fact that they held that car together. Any number of things could have happened. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Any number of things could have happened. Oh, it sounds, I'm hearing my neighbors cheering, so I believe Mexico is probably winning in the World Cup right now. Any number of things could have happened. So, you can't diminish his victory just because it's just Toyota. I mean, it's not Toyota's fault Audi and Porsche are scared, or they're just being, they just decided to take their ball and go home because things weren't done their way. It's not Toyota's fault. Toyota said, all right, we'll just do things the way WEC wants, and we'll, oh, it definitely sounds like a goal. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but yeah, I hear Andres Cantor saying goal on my neighbor's TV. So yeah, it's not really Toyota's fault because Audi and Porsche and other manufacturers were, decided to just take their ball and go home because they didn't get things their way. But yeah, so big ups to Fernando Alonso. Got his second jewel of his Triple Crown, his Triple Crown quest. Hey, look, it's Daniel Kvyat, the torpedo. Torpedo, I just passed by him. All right, so yeah, so big up to Fernando Alonso, got the second jewel of his triple crown, and now all he has to do is the Indy 500, which brings me to McLaren. I am sorry for any McLaren fans out there. I'm a McLaren fan. Actually, I'm more of a Fernando fan, but I like McLaren as a team. I respect them, but I mean, it has to be said, McLaren is just garbage. Like seriously, I don't say that lightly. They're terrible. The car is awful. The car was eliminated in P1 today at the French Grand Prix. 14th, I believe Fernando got. I think Brendan Hartley outpaced Stoffel. So it has to be said that McLaren the car is garbage. They can't complain about Honda like they did for the last couple of years. Honda. When you see Red Bull winning with Renault, you can't complain. It comes down to the fact that their car is just garbage. I mean, and so you might also argue that, oh, Richard, but you know, the qualifying pace of McLaren is not representative of what they do in race. Well, I'm sorry. The way this Formula One season is going, and the way the cars are designed right now, how overtaking is impossible. If you can't develop a car for qualifying, you will never win a race. You're not going to come from 10th and win in this era of Formula One car, because they are just so they're engineered to a point where overtaking is just ridiculously impossible. So it has to be said, McLaren is just terrible. I hear they've been like making some changes, letting people go, but I mean, come on, you can't fire your way out of this situation. You made a crap car, and now you like wasted. I feel really bad for Fernando Alonso because they wasted, like, this is what, the fourth year he's been at McLaren? They've wasted 4 good years of this man's life on some BS. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it PG. On some BS. They couldn't work with Honda because they was, I'm starting to think that, okay, the Honda engine was a bit underpowered, but I'm also starting to think that, maybe the McLaren car was just garbage then too, and just couldn't work with it. Because now look at Honda now. Look at Toro Rosso. They're out qualifying McLaren. They're outpacing McLaren. Red Bull just signed up with Honda for next season. I mean, it don't look good for McLaren. So, like I said, I'm more of a Fernando fan than a McLaren fan. And back when it was rumored that Fernando was leaving Ferrari, I was hoping he would get out to Red Bull. But Red Bull, did the shock thing and put Kvyat on right away. So it was Daniel Kvyat and Daniel Ricciardo on the squad. So there was no, Fernando wasn't really part of that plan. I don't know if I even passed this thing. I probably did. I don't know. But yeah, so Fernando was not even a part of that Red Bull. Couldn't join Red Bull because they brought up Daniel Ricciardo so quickly when it announced that when it was announced that Sebastian Vettel was leaving Ferrari. I mean not Ferrari, sorry, Red Bull. So what else can I say about that situation? Yeah, so then you had Nico Hülkenberg, shock retirement from Mercedes last year. Not last year, year before. Was it that? Oh, wait, was it last year? I can't quite remember. No, it was the year before because Felipe Massa came back last year. That's right. So yeah, it was a year before. Nico Hülkenberg had his shock retirement. Nico Hülkenberg, no, sorry, Nico Rosberg had his shock retirement. I'm in a Renault, so I'm thinking naturally Hülkenberg right now. Yeah, Nico Rosberg had his shock retirement. And so I was hoping that, Fernando would just, cut ties with McLaren and jump to Mercedes. But I'm sure that I'm sure McLaren, gave Fernando that permission, had that provision where he could go and do the Indy 500 like he did last year. What happened? Oh, I'm out of fuel. Oh, it's going to be a long... Oh, I don't have to go all the way back to the pit. I'll just do a return to garage here. I ran out of fuel. Talking too much. But anyway, so yeah, I was hoping that Fernando, once Bottas left, not Bottas, sorry, Nico Rosberg left, I was hoping that Fernando, would be able to make it to, be able to jump ship and go to Mercedes, because I think it would have been a great thing for fans and the sport to see both Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso, again as teammates after all the drama in the past at McLaren when they were together on the same team. You know, that would have been amazing. And in the same car, like to see those on-track battles would be a lot more fulfilling to see that than, you know, Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. Not to take anything from Bottas, he's an excellent driver, but I mean, if anyone watching this later on, you have to agree it would have been awesome to see Fernando go to Mercedes and, you know, have great on-track battles with Lewis Hamilton. But that wasn't to be. Fernando stayed at McLaren. And with that, he, you know, was able to do the Indy 500. His engine, Honda engine, people like to draw parallel, you know, crapped out with like 29 laps to go. You know, a short amount of laps to go at the Indy 500. But, so that's that. So, but now it's looking like McLaren's not doing anything. Fernando is not really going to win with McLaren this season. I don't see him turning it around. I mean, I'm sorry to see that. I mean, it's awful. Because this guy's talking in my head. Because, you know, Fernando is a great driver, and, you know, he deserves to be on a team that can actually, you know, compete for a win. I mean, did you watch him you watched him when he was on IndyCar? He was excited and happy. You watched him, if you guys watched the 24 Hours of Le Mans or even the 6 Hours of Spa, the previous race, he's excited to be at WEC because, you know, he's given a car that's competitive. I mean, you could say, oh, it's the only one in that, you know, that hybrid class of LMP1. But still, you know, he has to battle his teammates. And, you know, you can see he's having a great season battling the number 7. Whereas at McLaren, I mean, he's outpacing Stoffel, of course. But, I mean, what, outpacing for what? King of last? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, it's just, I think it's terrible to see that he wasted all this time with McLaren. I mean, you couldn't say it was a total waste. I mean, yeah, they gave him the opportunity to go and do the Indy 500. Not many teams would do that, but you know, they had to do that probably to save face, because they would have been in a tough jam to go and find another driver who could help them develop a car. Another thing about that I wanted to add was now we see next year IndyCar. Fernando is out of contract this year. This is the last contract of his McLaren contract, and it's rumored that McLaren is going to have a IndyCar team.
We're top of the speed trap.
So I can see them doing a thing where, you know, if Fernando decides to leave F1, you know, Fernando gets to go on the IndyCar team and, you know, still gets his big time F1 paycheck. And, yeah, he just continues on his course for the Triple Crown. Full-time in IndyCar. He might even win IndyCar. Who knows? I mean, IndyCar is incredibly competitive for those of you who may not follow it. This season has been amazing so far. So it would be nice to see Fernando in that series, because I think that series, you know, he wouldn't dominate it. He would be challenged for IndyCar, because it's not just road courses. There's ovals. You know, it's completely different than Formula One in that respect, that there's different types of races. Another point I wanted to touch upon was, yeah, so now it's been rumored that McLaren was talking to Ricciardo. So if Ricciardo leaves Red Bull for McLaren, would Fernando go to Red Bull then with a Honda engine? I mean, it's a different day and era. I don't know if that would even be possible. Honda might be like, no, we was trashing our engine, GP2. We don't forget. But yeah, so I mean, what does that do? If Ricciardo leaves Red Bull and goes to McLaren, who comes to Red Bull? Will it be or Verstappen is the #1 driver, and Red Bull, you know, they promote from the ranks, so maybe they'll bring over maybe they'll recall Carlos Sainz, because he is technically on loan to Renault right now. But then who goes to Renault? I mean, Lando Norris maybe, because Renault is in back of the McLaren car. But is Stoffel still at McLaren? How does it all look? I have no idea. So the silly season is starting again in Formula One. It's not that interesting as other silly seasons. I mean, in comparison to MotoGP, F1 silly season almost seems like a joke. But it should be interesting, you know, as guys leave the sport, retire, go on to other things. There should be a more fresh blood in F1. Now, yeah, the French Grand Prix now. Let's do a little bit of talk of that. I'm going to wrap this up because I know this has been going a little bit long, and I don't really try to make long videos.
So far,
Let's do a little bit of gameplay since this is also going to Twitch. Let's see. Let's do a session. No, I just want to do a, I don't want to do this. I just want to do a regular track. Regular track lap. I don't want to do a program right now. This is just practice one. I don't have to do them all. But yeah, since this is going to Twitch, let's do some gameplay as well. So the French Grand Prix. Oh, what can be said? I'm sorry for guys on Twitch if anyone's in the chat. I don't have the chat open here. I just have the YouTube chat open. But it's on my phone, the YouTube app. But I'll figure something out so I can keep, you know, if anyone's watching now, I can, you know, keep in contact. It'll be much better as an interactive talk. But yeah, the French Grand Prix. So let's see what can be said. Oh, what did they do to Paul Ricard? I mean, have you seen the track layout from the aerial shot? It looks like 100. I don't know if you guys watch Rallycross, but they have a Joker lap, something called the Joker lap, where you cut through and you know, it's a different way around the same track. It looks like Paul Ricard has like 100 Joker laps. Like, what the heck is going on? It's a terrible layout. Terrible. I don't know. It looks awful. They need to take away that chicane at the end of the Mulsanne Straight. They need. Oh, I don't know, man. Formula One is just is a mess right now in terms of cars where it's impossible to overtake. In terms of track layout and design, it's really just been a mess. I mean, the season's been somewhat interesting with Ricciardo, Vettel, and Hamilton, you know, splitting up wins. But I mean, it's really not been that. Well, F1 hasn't been competitive for a long time. But I think this season it's a step in the right direction for the fact that, you know, different people are winning races. Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas are not just, you know, running. Are not just, you know, running the roost of. Oh my goodness! I looked away for a second and look what happened. Are not just running the roost of you know, the track. They're not just like bossing people around. You know, they have their hands filled with at least Ferrari and Red Bull, you know. So that's at least good to see. That Red Bull and Ferrari are able to close the gap. And in some cases overtake Mercedes. I just noticed that there's a truck decided to track. The marshals were there. But, I mean, yeah, Formula One has a lot to sort out still. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Brake. Oh. That's not going to do well. Yeah, we got to get back to the pit now. Oh. We'll see. Yeah, because I don't do that whole rewind nonsense. So we'll get back to the pit and take care of that. I'm thinking too much of what I'm having to say, so I'm not really concentrating. But yeah. So is this the pit? No. Yeah, it was. Yeah. All right, there we go. Yeah. So I'm not really concentrating on what I'm supposed to be doing. But anyway, French Grand Prix, it might be an interesting race tomorrow, it might not be. I don't know. The track has its issues with the weird, I mean, it doesn't have its issues, but it's just a weird layout from above if you look at it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to have this short little talk. I don't know if short or little this talk was. But be on the lookout. If you're not into the motorsports, game stuff, be on the lookout for my unboxing video on the YouTube channel for the Them Skates. They're scheduled to ship out next week. I'm getting mine from Intuition Skate Shop, so as soon as I'm sure Matt will probably just go to the warehouse where John has the skates and pick them up and send them out to his customers. So I'm sure I'll get them shortly next week, or whenever they come out, I'll get them. So yeah, I think that's all I really want to say. So yeah, stay tuned for that unboxing videos. Also, check out the rest of my channel content. I mean, it's all over the place, but you know, I'm sure you'll learn something differently if you check out the other videos. Yeah, so I'll try and do some more motorsport talks more frequently again. But yeah, I've gone back to work. My Achilles has healed up quite well. Not 100% yet, so I can't do any you know, skating with the Frankie Morales skates, and I really want to. And plus, if you saw my other unboxing video, I got a pair of the Eugen Einen skates. So I want to, cause I want to compare those two, cause I think it makes more sense to compare two carbon skates, carbon-free skates, than you know like a hard shell and a carbon shell. Unless people want that, I'll do that too, whatever. But yeah, so as soon as my leg is strong enough to jump on, it'll be good. Cause I've been skating, but on my Twister Edge, the 3 wheels, and yeah, it's been going great. But my leg is still, you know, recovering from surgery and being in a boot for like 3 months. So yeah, it's a long way to go still with that respect. So yeah, so that's it. Check out the other videos on the channel. Check out be on the lookout for the Them Skates unboxing. Check out check out the Formula 1 race if you're interested tomorrow at all. And yeah, like subscribe, like, follow me, send questions in. I read them all and I answer them as I see them. So yeah, French Grand Prix tomorrow. Let's see if it's interesting. McLaren is just terrible. They're just garbage. I have to say it. It has to be said. McLaren is just terrible. I don't know if they're going to be able to turn around the season. Because yeah, they cannot complain about Honda. They cannot complain about Renault because Red Bull is winning with Renault. So it must be said that McLaren has just made a crap car, and they've just, you know, it's sad that Fernando's really not going to win or accomplish anything at McLaren, which is unfortunate. It's really unfortunate for the points I made earlier in this video. So that's it. I'm going on, but you guys like, subscribe, check out the Twitch channel. I don't know what else I should do with these streams. Maybe I'll stream other games. I got like a whole library of Steam games, so I was thinking of doing something like It Came From Steam, like a game I've never played that's just in my library because I bought it as part of a massive bundle that was on sale. So I was like, oh, all right, I want 3 games in this bundle, but the 6 others I really don't care about. But it's only $20, so I'll buy them all. You know, instead of just buying the 3 for less than 20. But whatever, that's how Steam works. Yeah, so maybe I'll do something like that. It Came From Steam and have some different video game footage up, streams up. I don't know. I'm just messing around this channel. I'm not trying to like be Mr. #1 YouTube or anything. I'm just making stuff that people might enjoy. They're bored at work or wherever might tune into. But that's it. I'm rambling. Formula 1 tomorrow. McLaren really let me down this season because it's not looking like they're going to accomplish anything. Really great to see Fernando win the 24-hour Le Mans. I was excited for that. I watched maybe 16 hours of that race. Yeah, I'm crazy like that. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna stop the stream now. So everybody have a great day. Enjoy the World Cup. I think Mexico's winning. That's what I'm gonna go check right now because I heard my neighbor's TV blaring with Andres Cantor saying goal. So I'm gonna go check out that game now. Everybody, you have a great day. Whatever you're doing, stay safe. Be positive. Peace.